You are the chooser of it all. You chose your experiences, all of them, even your parents. What? When I first heard the statement, I knew it to be true. I felt it as sure as the sky is blue. But then something in my life would go awry, and I would scream to the universe, "There's no way I would create this for me. What the? This sucks. I'm tired of this shit. I'm done, universe." I don't know how many times I yelled, "I'm done," to the universe. It's laughable because we are never done. When you are in full-blown suffering, hearing "you chose this" is not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. Free will choice is our gift from the Creator when we come down to this blue planet. You might not remember you chose it, but that does not mean you didn't choose it. Once you learned the reason you've created the event, you could look back and see the wisdom and reason for the struggle and dark nights of the soul. Knowing your own darkness helps you to know the darkness of others. It brings more empathy and compassion. It also returns the fractured parts of you back to wholeness once again. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. An acronym I find helpful for this processing is FEAR. Face everything and rise. Old souls usually choose more challenging life lessons. This is mainly that the greater the challenges to overcome, the wiser the soul. For it is indeed under severe pressure that the rarest diamonds are formed. God knows your heart. When the burden you created for yourself becomes too much, I find this valuable prayer really helps. Sit quietly in your own space, go within your inner sanctuary and talk to God. God knows your heart. Dear God, I release these feelings of bondage I hold so tightly around my heart to you. Please take my burdens and transmute them back to pure divine light and send them out to bless others with it. Thank you. Amen. This action of releasing it not only lifts you from the limitations and burdens it holds, but also all the energy you're holding can be transmuted and released where it is most needed. Each time you give anything over, you do a great service for yourself and the world. This certainly reframes our suffering. A part of what is no longer serving you has been returned back to God, back to the light, and your wings are ready to take new flight. How beautiful is this? Not a final destination. After we go through the feeling stage, which can take one session or days, weeks, years, it really depends. Everyone's journey is different, and we all created different burdens for ourselves. We can then integrate the energy and truly heal. Honor your feelings and honor yourself in the stage, but make sure you don't get stuck in the stage and the feelings of despair, sadness, and grief. This is only a temporary stop or layover, not a final destination. I know many spiritual seekers that are always in process. Remember, we didn't come here to suffer and wallow in the darkness. We chose to experience polarity, to learn from it, and find the joy. We didn't come forth into physical existence because we needed to. We came to earth because we wanted to. That's a big difference. It was our choosing, and we certainly didn't come here to suffer, then die. Who would choose that? Be open to receiving healing in all different ways from different sources. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and names hurt me. Before I moved to Hawaii, during one of my last walks with Karma through my neighborhood in Long Island, I encountered a group of young boys. They rode their bikes by me, laughing and jeering at my eyes. Really? I thought to myself, this is still happening? I'm 49 years old and I'm still being made fun of because of my eyes. It brought me back to the time I was driving home along the parkway when the girl in the car next to me out of the blue started making fun of my eyes, laughing and jeering at me from her car, then plummeted her soft drink at my windshield. When I was a young girl, it was brutal. Brookhaven Day Camp was Brookhaven torture camp for me. Every day I hid from this awful boy who tirelessly chanted, "Jap, Jap, Jap" at me. In high school, I was made fun of, and my brother relentlessly teased me until I ran into my room crying in shame. This is my trigger, a wound. It gets me to the core of my wound, and it hurts. And no matter how much work I do on myself, how much I evolve in my consciousness, if someone calls me chink, I will feel the sting in my heart. Looking different and standing out was no longer an issue in Hawaii. No more getting picked on and made fun of. Here my sensitive soul was safe, and the night of January 13th, 2019, delivered the best healing balm for this deep wound I'd carried for most of my life. I will be forever thankful to the Aina, to Hawaii, for delivering this healing energy to me. I will forever celebrate it as a healing day. And it's a coincidence that it's my HB's birthday. I watched the movie Mao's Last Dancer, a true story about a Chinese man, Li, who left his family in communist China and came to America to follow his dreams and dance ballet. Li speaks very little English except for what he learns from his pocket Chinese English dictionary. One day he asks innocently of the man who he's staying with the meaning of a word, since he could not find it in his pocket dictionary. Li asks, "What does chink mean?" I felt my gut do a flip. This scene had my full attention. A look of hurt momentarily swept across the man Ben's face. Then he responded with such an insightful and grace-filled reply. "Well, you know when the curtains on stage are slightly open and the light comes through? This is called a chink. They are calling you chink." Because they are seeing the light in you. After hearing these words, I cried so much. It felt like I was crying for every single time someone mocked me with that word. Tears can be transformational. The kicker is, I tried watching 2 other movies before I watched Mao's Last Dancer, but my computer refused to play them. Healing comes through all sorts of channels when the universe gives you a gift. A word that has caused me so much agony throughout my life was transformed, and now it carries a new meaning and vibration.